Well, hey there, YouTube. Just taking a quick little stroll this evening. The last videos I posted were of the Victory demo, and then I had also said that I had went and ridden a Harley Road Glide. So I want to post that video, but I wanted to do it by itself. So it's a real short video, so before I just posted that, I figured I'd talk about my experience. The particular Harley dealer that I went to, I do not like. I don't feel like they really treat people too fair. And what I mean, like, a couple reasons. One of the things that they do is they don't put prices on the bikes, which some dealerships do that, but these guys are kind of criminal about it, in my own opinion. For example, my buddy was riding a 2016 Harley Street Glide Special. It was the red. I forget what they call the red, but I know the red's like an extra $500 or $400, like anything but black that Harley charges for. So basically the base price of that bike, somewhere around the $22,500, $23,000 mark. And when my buddy said, well, you know, what's the price of this bike? He said, and this was the sales manager, he said, oh, it's going to run you between $27,000 and $28,000. And I said, oh, so that's at the out the door price? And he said, no, that doesn't include tax, titles, freight fee, and setup fee. So you're telling me that the bike is $4,500 more than what I'm looking at it at Harley's website? I have a hard time believing that. I don't call them out on it because honestly, I've been to that dealership quite a few times, and they will give you a whole bunch of BS all the time. That's just what they do. They're always trying to get you. Last time I went in there, the guy was like, well, if you were to buy a bike from us, would you trade yours in? I said, no, I'd probably sell it outright. I mean, it's a Honda. And he goes, well, what do you think you'd get for it selling it outright? And I was like, well, outright, I would probably get somewhere around, I don't know, $4,000 to $4,500. You know, right now, that's probably what I could get, now that it's riding season. He said, oh, we could probably give you that. Well, I'm not dumb. When you're quoting a price of a $23,000 bike at $28,000, sure, you can give me $45,000, because then you're going to turn around and sell my bike at auction, because most Harley dealers don't sell anything but used Harleys. There's a few of them out there that do, but most of them don't. So you're going to take it to auction, you're going to sell it for $2,500. You've already upcharged me $4,500, so now you've just made like $6,500, $7,000, depending on what you get out of it and what you actually give me for it. You're losing absolutely no money. And I understand that businesses are out there to make money, and I don't mind that, but don't scam a customer. You know, and I don't know how they sell any bikes like that, because I've been in there and talked to many of their sales associates, which they are not knowledgeable. And I've talked about how much I like Victories, and usually I'll tell them, because they're like, well, what kind of bikes you looking at? And I'll tell them, and they just start spouting off stuff about Victories that they have no idea. I mean, they're, you know, the last guy that when I went in the day I rode that Road Glide, he's sitting there going, oh yeah, those 107 motors, man, they're pretty quick. I mean, they could give the 103 a run for its money. Okay, I never did correct them because I really didn't care, but it's a 106, it's an 1800. Like, he's sitting there calling it a 107, 1600. You know, like, he has no idea. He's talking about my VTX like he knows exactly what it is. He goes, I'm surprised you're going to ride a Road Glide coming from a VTX. It's not the biggest bike in the world, but, you know, it's almost 700 pounds. So it's only like 80-pound difference from a Road Glide. You know, those are the type of things that I expect a salesman to know, if he's going to bring it up. You know what you're talking about. And the other thing I didn't like, the kid that was trying to sell us, look, I know just because he works for Harley doesn't mean he has to ride a Harley. But it's really hard for me to believe somebody when they're saying all these great things about Harley, and I look at him and say, well, what do you ride? And he says, oh, I ride an R6. Oh. I'm like, well, why don't you ride a Harley? Because I can't afford that, man. I was like, well, exactly. I'm like, I feel you, buddy. I like the product for the most part. I mean, Harley, they have nice looking bikes. Now, you will hear me say in the video, like, I feel like you sit up on the Harleys, like, more on top of the frame, which their frames are generally smaller than most. And that's probably why it feels different for me anyway. Because I've always ridden like Jap bikes, and even the Victory, which is an American-made bike, as American-made as a Harley is. It's assembled in America. You know, they have a bigger frame, a lower seat once you get to that part of the frame, so you feel like you're more down on the bike, and that's just a feeling that I'm used to, and that's a feeling that I like. Could I get used to sitting more on top of the frame or the bike? Absolutely, I could definitely get used to it. Not a problem. But so those are just some of the things that I didn't like about now. And I know every Harley dealer is not like that. There's another Harley dealer close to where I work, and I think if I ever bought one from a dealer, it's where I'm going to buy it from. They don't pressure me. They don't have a huge overhead, so they're not just forcing things down my throat. They put the price of the bike, freight, tax, and everything. They put out the door price, and they list it so you can see what you're paying for each thing. Like, to me, as a consumer, I like that. I trust that. That makes it more appealing to me. And they still have a decent selection, and if they don't have the bike that you want in, they're going to get it. I mean, any Harley dealer can do that. So that's just one of the things that I do appreciate about that other dealer. And if I, and one of the salesmen at the other dealership, the other thing I appreciated is he asked me what bikes I was looking at, and I did tell him that I was looking at the Victory Cross Country. And I said, if I'm looking at both, why should I go with Harley? And he goes, honestly, I don't know anything about the Victory Cross Country, so I'm not going to do a comparison. He went through some of the things that make Harley more appealing, like their GPS and their upgraded stereo system, the options of the paint, and like the hog membership. Like, okay, he's trying to sell me on what Harley has to offer and what each bike has to offer for me. I appreciate that, and that makes me, if I'm going to buy a Harley, I'm going to go to him, because he didn't sit there and trash the other bike I'm looking at or the bike that I'm currently riding, which has happened many of times at the other dealership. Whether they realize they do it or not, I don't know, but to me, I will never buy from you because of this. Well, I mean, and like I said, not every dealer's like this, but this is just the only two dealers I've been to, and they are night and day. But the dealer that I don't care for so much, they did let me ride the Road Glide when my buddy was test riding the Street Glide. Now, I will say the test ride was kind of a joke. Never got out of fourth gear. It was just a quick lap, or like basically a city lap. I need a little more time. You gotta, I'm not doing a long ride right now, and it's maybe going to be 10, 12 miles, but I'm getting different roads, I'm getting curves. I didn't get any of that with this little loop that he sent me on. So, I mean, he did say if you want to go on a longer ride or check it out at higher speeds, we can do a highway route, but it's like, maybe you should have asked me that before we just went on this joke of a turn. You just spent all the time getting two bikes out, making copies of all my stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm no salesman. I've been in sales before, not at that type of level, but other than that, so I hope you enjoy the video. It's just a quick little clip. I didn't even record the whole ride because, once again, I was checking out the stereo. So I didn't record that part just because of copyright infringements and all that. But so before I let you go, the one thing that I have added to my bike since the demo event is I got highway bars and the pegs, and then I also did add a 600 watt, just 3-inch speakers down here. I wanted to put them up on my bars, but I have aftermarket bars, and they're 2 inches, and the clamps that come with the speaker system only go up to 1.25. So I can still hear it, but I might just make my own clamps. Would be pretty simple to do, and move them up to the handlebars. I don't know, we'll see. But other than that, guys, enjoy the video, and I hope you're all enjoying some nice riding weather. So I'll see you later. Thank Well, hey there, YouTube. We're at the Harley Dealer, and I have never ridden a Harley. So I'm trying to get used to the controls and thought I'd just bring you along for a quick trip. My initial thought, just sitting on it, I really don't like the way I feel on it. But I think I'm just a little tense because anytime you're not on your own bike, you feel a little different. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's a beautiful looking bike and it's comfortable. Seat's super comfortable. And Josh is up there. He's on the Street Glide Special. He's trying to get a feel for what it's like to stretch out his legs, I think. I'm short. I mean, these floorboards are pretty small, but I'm also, I've been on a Victory all day, so and I mean, I only have the mini floorboards on my bike, so you know, they're not that small. But yeah. I don't know where the indicator is for the turn signal. I don't know why he did that. This definitely is different. I'm not used to, I don't know. I hope these are self-canceling turn signals. But it does have some pretty good power for that 103. I mean, not that 103 small, don't get me wrong, but nice little torque to it. A little up power. I mean, I think I'm only in third, fourth gear. I don't know. These are supposed to have, I'm in fourth. There's the indicator. Not sure where anything's really at on this thing, so that's just the new part. But so far that's what I got, and I'm gonna cut it off so I can check out this stereo and just kind of like I did with the Victory. So we'll check you later, YouTube. Thanks.